Facebook is making my life hard. So how are we doing, guys? I'm live on YouTube. How are ya? All right, because we have people who do not go on Facebook, so that's why I have a YouTube. I could do Instagram. The idea is exhausting to me. I can't even stand the thought. Anyway, hi, and thanks for being here. It was a beautiful day yesterday, kind of overcast, got colder today. Now it's raining out, a little gloomy, but well, I guess that's what April and May are about. April was a very windy April. And my God, what is going on? I can honestly tell you that in all my years in the shop, I have never, over the past, let's see, has it been a full 2 weeks? I don't know. I've never seen so many Capricorns. Capricorns, every other person, Capricorn. And a secondary Libra. Libra's coming in second. And Gemini. There's some Geminis. That was pretty much the roll call. The Capricorns are getting their asses handed to them. But they're being set free. They're being set free. There's nothing worse for a Capricorn, I think, than believing that they've wasted their time. I think the thought of wasting time is almost worse than wasting money, although time is money, so same thing for a Capricorn, right? The idea of wasting their time, giving their time and energy to someone who's is awful. It's awful to see a Capricorn having come to that realization. Revelation, I keep talking about that. It just keeps going on, the big reveal. People are being shown. And someone said to me today, and we were talking about this a bit, it's a war. It's a war. And it's interesting. Again, I also always say that I am blessed. The people who come to my shop are already there. They're in my shop because they want to talk about spirituality. They're looking at books and stones and jewelry and herbs and incense and cleansing and clearing, and anyone that comes in is good because they want to be there. And I don't advertise. I don't run sales. Seriously, the only advertising I do is really on social media. But even before that, I really didn't do much. You be there because you want to be there. I don't want you there otherwise. And I mean that sincerely. I don't want to waste your time or your money. But out there, people who are clinging hard to a way of life that's worked for them, or they're afraid to let go of the idea of, well, what if I really did just enjoy myself? What if I really left an unhappy situation and was alone rather than being miserable? What if I left a job and took a job that paid less money, but I was happier, or it was healthier for me? What if I downsized and did move my kids to their comfortable home, but we had more money and we could have more fun together, and I wanted to work a second job? I remember that one time when my kids were, when they were little, there was a woman, and she was just me, it was a question, but she said, she was working 3 jobs, a full-time and 2 part-time, had gotten divorced, and but she was determined that her kids would not have to move, and a way of life that she, and I said, but they never see you. Like, your kids never see you. You're working 3 jobs. Wouldn't they be happier if mom was home a little more? And she didn't have an answer for that. And she was asking my opinion. So if you ask my opinion, no matter what, I'm going to give it to you, although I usually tend to be on the nicer side. I don't like hurting people's feelings. I really don't. So, hey, Dee. Hi, Erin. Look at you, Barbara. So, yeah, a lot of Capricorns can do some awful conclusions. Also, people who are finding out diagnoses of long-standing illnesses, not always happy, but reveal. Including myself, I'll tell you a story. So I did a sleep study. I had to go because every test they've done on my heart has been negative. They have tested me. There is nothing left. There's no tests left to do. I've been to Yale. I've been to Hartford Hospital. They have tested. They have radiated. They have died. They have everything you can imagine to see how my heart moves, runs, operates, and all coming up with negatives in terms of what could be causing the scar tissue and the AFib and arrhythmia. So my heart is just beating all over the place. And the sleep study, which was the very last study to do, and not that it would cause these things, but it could make it worse. I'm not a snorer, and I actually, well, I don't get many hours of sleep because I just am working so long and up all night. It's a really, if you've never had a sleep study done, it's not a bad experience. The room is quite lovely. It was done at Griffin Hospital. The nurse was lovely, wonderful, kind. I mean, they tape you all up, the wires and everything from do you grind your teeth to how many times you move your legs in the night to obviously how many breathing irregularities you have, episodes, they call them. And anyway, they said if you have episodes of a certain amount, we'll be watching and keeping track. We're going to wake you up probably around 2 and give you a mask, an air mask. I'm like, okay. Didn't think about it. I said, you'll let me know if I snore, right? Oh, yeah, we'll let you know. Well, 2 o'clock came around, and sure enough, she said, we're going to put a mask on you, Laura. I was half out of it. I'm not a very comfortable thing, and I'm very, very claustrophobic, so a mask over my face with air blowing is not happy. When you're that tired, I fell back. Well, they numbers, and they said, well, anything over 5 is considered sleep apnea. Anything over 5 episodes of stopping breathing or, I had 40. I had 40 in an hour. So definitely has to be addressed. But she said, look at it this way. I know you didn't enjoy the mask, but better than a pill, It's no medication and it's an easy fix. And they're right about that. If this prevents it from getting any worse, and I'll be happy about that. I'm like, did I really snore? And they were like, no, not really that much, a little bit. But but there it is. So that's myself. But again, this week, found out what it was. No, they've done all kinds of blood work. That was the first thing they did. Hey, Shaw, speaking of Capricorn. The first thing they did was massive amounts of blood work. Lots and lots of blood work. So, anyway, but some sadder stories in the store, and some really, I don't want to talk because they might be watching, and I don't want them to feel self-conscious, but there was some really hard readings, and people who really were betrayed, and some, I don't know, it was tough on me, I can tell you that. I'm not the one going through it, but just hearing it was really, oh boy, took a lot out of me. So I mean that sincerely. It's hard to listen to people whose hearts are broken, and you're looking at the cards, and as you're reading the cards, I don't look at people's faces. I try not to. My mentor would turn her back on you and read you facing the wall when she first began her reading. Let's talk about that too, a little bit about how Judith used to do readings. And so I try really hard to not ask many questions, not do any body language reading, but just here's what the cards are saying, here's what I'm seeing in these cards. Look up and someone starts crying, or someone is trying not to cry, and just wow, it was a lot of that this week. It's a good thing when you realize you've wasted your time, because you can stop wasting your time. It's a good thing when you realize someone didn't appreciate your efforts, because then you can stop. You can stop putting in the efforts, and that's the positive part of that. But it's the only positive part of that. It still hurts like hell, right? But yeah, my mentor Judith from Fairfield had been reading, I don't know how many, 50 years. And hey, Brian, I went to see her. I was still married to my first husband. Was unhappy, but couldn't really put a name on it. Really couldn't. Was certainly not prepared to get divorced or anything. Just really feeling very, what's the word? Well, not blah, but just, is this all there is? Why am I not more fulfilled? Why am I not happier? Why isn't this working for me? This is what's supposed to be working. We have a home, we have kids, we have, it's why am I not content? Why do I feel like there's so much missing? And it was I got her name actually off the computer, and that day of the reading, I almost didn't go because my stomach was bothering me, and I thought, oh great, I'm gonna be sick. And then miraculously, before I could call, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I felt better, and so I went. I think the reading was like at 4:30, 5 o'clock. And she literally, she would sit you down at a table. She had a special room off her, walked in her front door. She had sort of a bungalow type colonial. So she had a room, and you walked into her foyer, and then to the right, there was this big long room, and it was her reading room. And she sat you in a very comfortable chair and would stand maybe 5, 6 feet away from you, back to you, and then just start reading. Read your chakras, read your energy, talk a little bit about what you're dealing with. And it was funny because as she's going down the chakras, she said, oh, your stomach. My goodness, it's still gurgling. You were really sick this morning, weren't you? I never said anything about it to her. And now you get like, where is she getting this information from, right? And then she would have you sit at a table and really read you what was going on. She knew things about my kids, my marriage. She talked about so many things. I mean, it was really just, you would sit there and go, how do you know this? And she gave you a folder of information, and she would give you a stone, have you pick a stone out of a big bowl of stones, and then have you cleanse it and carry it with you. And she would give you a little overview of your astrology. Really a very cool little, all-encompassing reading. And she would not see you again for 6 months. I remember saying, oh, when can I come again? And she goes, oh, honey, at least 6 months, if not a year. I don't want to see you for at least 6 months. So I have a whole bunch of folders, and I took notes and all the readings, and she just amazing stuff. But I don't know, guys. It's getting sticky. That's the word for it. It's getting sticky, and it's getting hard to navigate. I hope that things are going to start to open up about the middle of May, and we'll see opportunities, and some of this being held back, this feeling of not able to move their direction is going to be lifted. I'm hoping so. And astrologically, that's what's predicted. I look at the global theater. At this point, we can call it that. It's theater. And I don't know. I just don't know what to say. It's really tough. But I think there too, when I talk about being able to go free and move forward, part of this, okay, you don't appreciate me. No, you're cheating on me. Oh, you're, name it. I don't know. Just name it. Excuse me. And now I'm done with you. Now I can move forward. And the thing about Capricorns, guys, people don't realize is they mate for life. Capricorns, it's not often that a Capricorn is a big screw around. They tend to, once they find you and you're the right fit and you're the right one and you check off all the boxes, they really don't tend to run around on you. They are very stable partners. True of most of the earth signs, honestly. And so again, when they get their hearts broken, they can be years before they get over it, if ever. They're not good. Not good. And yet they have the reputation of being kind of cold. Capricorn isn't the most outwardly affectionate sign. None of the earth signs. Taurus. Taurus is pretty affectionate. But Virgo tends to show they care by taking care of. That can sound like nagging. That's just their love language. Did you better get a coat? It's getting cold. Why aren't you wearing a sweater? Why didn't you eat something? Here, before we leave, I'm gonna make you something. Sit down. We're gonna eat. You can't go without an empty stomach. That's ridiculous. That's Virgo. But people are being crushed. they're being squeezed really hard. Work, home, people who are looking for rents, people who are looking for houses. So it's a horrible thing, and that's gonna bust. I keep reading, studying. I've made that kind of my part-time job actually, is reading and studying the real estate. And boy, people who really know real estate, the people who remember the past and who are watching the numbers and watching the feds, I tell you something, when this thing goes bust, it's gonna go bust. And there's gonna be more out there on the market, less money to buy anything with because your money doesn't go as far as the interest rates go up. People talk about 5% interest rates, forgetting that in the 90s, they were at 20% interest rates. And so, yeah, I remember those days. And that's a lot of money to owe at the end of the day, on top of the money that you have to put down or have to do. That means your monthly mortgage is going to be a heck of a lot higher. So 5%, 6%, 7%, those are still considered low. Alrighty, guys. So anyway, that's what I got. Tomorrow's affair. I have Sherry. I have Pina back, finally. Pina's back. Hey, Casey. Pina, my angel reader. Medium, Sherry, Tarot, and Christine, Tree of Life Tarot. A different sort of reading. It's a whole life reading, but it's different. She gives you a very cool Tree of Life Kabbalistic printout and writes in what's going on, and it goes over different branches of your life. I found it to be very, very accurate, frankly. So that was pretty cool. I interviewed a new reader today. I think she'll be joining us next month. Bettina. She reads with 3 different decks at one time. Incorporates all 3 decks. Very, very good at reading. Kind of excited to add her in. All things go well, we'll see her next month. And that's what's going on. So in terms of the readings for today, I thought, let me try something different. Plus, I've been in private readings since 9-something this morning. So yeah, the Tree of Life reading is interesting. People either love it or they're disappointed because it's not a typical read my future reading. You know, it really is a where you're going and why you're going that way. It's a much more in-depth. I don't know, I enjoyed it, and it was very accurate. She hit on things that there's no way anyone else could have known about them. I did things I weren't talking about. So, why you've made choices you've made, and where that's at my shop, Anne, at Talisman and Cauldron in Derby. She comes in 1 or 2 Saturdays a month. The fair, I always have different readers there, and if you like, message me. Casey, message me at on Facebook, Laura Lenhard. Don't put it in the body here of these comments because I'll never be able to pull them up. But message me and I'll send you a newsletter. Just give me your email address, okay? And Mary, I do not do FaceTime because I foolishly bought an Android phone a year ago that I'm not ready to trade in yet. So I do Facebook Messenger videos, and you're on Facebook, so we can be friends and Messenger video. I do that. Again, if you message me or give me a call at the shop, 203-308-2457, we can schedule something for a video reading. Pre-book. You can. Yeah, Google Duo. Yeah, my brother called me using that. I've never used it since. I love the Facebook Messenger videos. So easy. But yeah, I should really figure out how to use that Google Duo. But if you're not getting the monthly newsletter, message me with your email address and I will send you the newsletter because the newsletter is interesting. The newsletter is what I'm seeing in my readings, what's going on astrologically, who I've got in the shop, their backgrounds, all that stuff. All right, all right. Okay, so I'm shuffling cards, and we're going to do something different because I get bored. We're going to do a new month tarot spread, new month. So let's see if I can show you what it is here. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. You read my horrible writing. Okay. Oh, God. Well, then send me a new email. Okay. This is the new month. And this is what it is. So I'm going to read it to you. Okay. And again, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards. The first card is the main theme of the month. That's the foundation. The second card is past influences affecting this month. The third card is Roadblocker of the month. And the fourth card is possibilities of the month. Thank you, Erin. You know, everyone likes the witchcraft. When I talk about witchcraft and magic, people really seem to enjoy that. And I get a lot of people writing in and replying, because you can always reply to the newsletter, how much they enjoy reading aspects of magic. So thank you. Well, also on Facebook, hey there. Hey, Rapid. On Facebook, Talisman and Cauldron page, and there's not many posts this month because I've been I was banned again. So I think I've got 13 days left of my ban. But if you go on Facebook, Talisman and Cauldron page, just go down and you'll see the May newsletter. And if you go down further, you'll see the April newsletter. So by all means, hey, Elisa. We were just talking about the Capricorns in the store. Not just the day you were there, but this whole week has been, I gotta do more. And you know, it's still waiting for the COVID to really subside, right? I just have this dread of having people in the store and having there be a super spreader event. Derby City Hall twice this last month closed City Hall because of COVID. I'm also friends with someone from the Valley Health Department, and I kind of keep a finger on the pulse of COVID, and it's still not. That's why we haven't done the full moons. That's why we haven't done the Young Witches Circle that I've been talking about. I'm not just talking. I just can't have people in my shop or be out in the field with a couple hundred people, and then we do a super spreader event that will not play well in the media. And trust me, somehow it'll make the media. I know it will. Talisman and Cauldron full moon event. COVID super spreader. Psychics never saw it coming. I can just see it now. So, anyway, new month tarot spread. I think it'll be over too. Hey, Ray. I know. Andrew was in the store this week too, another Capricorn, saying hi, meeting some people. He'll be back doing readings too, by the way. So, anywho. Well, China, I've even talked about. Yeah, I know it does, but you know what? It doesn't take much these days to shut you down, and it's not worth it. I just can't. I work too hard. Hey, Patty. Pat China, I have actually been talking for a while about maybe even starting God, I hate the word church, but a religious group and a spiritual group, and looking for a place that we can hold events and full moons and listen to me talk. Full moons and Sabbaths, even though those should be outside, we have bad weather. Yeah. I think the community would support it. I think it would do well. So that's the other thing that we're talking about too. We've been talking about it now. We've done all the research. We got all the paperwork together. It's we'll see. We'll see. We want to start off with a full moon and start doing the full moon events outside, and then see what we want to do. That would require money and okay, so Mark Cornish is asking a question. What kind of stone or crystals help with health anxiety? It's not a dumb question, Mark. Thanks for asking. So anxiety for me is hematite. A hematite ring grounds you. Hey, Vanessa. I will call you. Thank you. So, and guys, weigh in on this. So stones or crystals help with health anxiety. Health anxiety. So hematite, the first thing is I would say. You also want to cover your heart chakra when you're dealing with anxiety. So that's the space here when you when you salute the flag or do the flag salute, right here, this spot here. You want to keep this covered. It's your heart chakra. Mongolian shaman would wear a metal plate over this, whatever means protection to you, whether it's a pentacle or a stone, or you're a Christian, a cross, but something over this space here. Is my pentacle is a little high. It's actually an awkward spot for women. It's right down here, so it's a little hard spot to necessarily cover. But that's the spot that you want to hit for anxiety. Also, if you're an empath and you tend to pick up on other people's stuff, well, that's where you block it, right there. Let's see. What else? Well, moss agate is a stone that's often affiliated with health. Give me a second. Moss agate. Aaron's saying smoky quartz. And yes, when I go on paranormal investigations, right here, a smoky quartz as well. Okay. Amethyst warns off spiritual harm. So amethyst. Not apatite. What is the stone that is considered to heal? Well, golden quartz is the healer stone. All right, Barbara's saying labradorite and black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is great for transmuting energy. Black tourmaline and rose quartz are a nice combination. Those two stones pair up really well. So that's to give that some more thought. Yep, quartz is great, but the one thing about quartz is if you're dealing with anxiety, because it amplifies energy, sometimes it can amplify that. If sleeping with quartz next to your bed can sometimes be very unnerving, unsettling, because it amplifies. So yes and no with crystal quartz. And I love it. It's my favorite stone, crystal quartz. For sleeping, orange selenite in the pillowcase. Oh my God, knock you right out. And you're welcome, Mark. You're welcome. What is the other stone? It's not apatite. There's another stone for healing. Damn it. Can't think of it. All right, guys. So let's do some readings, okay? Let's start some cards. And so again, main theme of the month, past influences affecting the month, roadblocker of the month, possibilities of the month. And we will start with Aries. Hey, Virginia. How you doing? Okay, guys, so let's go. Aries. Main theme of the month, we have justice. Justice is signing contracts. Justice is Himalayan salt is wonderful, especially when you're working on a computer. Yeah, actually, I like keeping a Himalayan lamp with tea light next to my bed. Sometimes I like that too. It changes up the ions in the air, helps for better sleep and relaxation. Okay. I'm only responding here, Lepidolite, Patty is saying. I'm responding because once the comments go, they'll read them anymore. So I'm sorry to be going back and forth like this. Mark, everyone is on Facebook Live, and they're all answering your questions, just so you know. All right. So, main theme of the month for Aries: justice, signing contracts, things going your way, fair play, truth and justice. If you're wondering if someone's being accurate or someone is being honest with you, it looks good to me. Okay. What are past influences that are affecting this month? The Page of Swords reversed. Page of Swords reversed is inactivity. It's reversed again. It's opportunities not coming forward. It can also be people not being honest. So of course, people haven't been honest with you when things haven't happened the way you thought they were going to happen. It's hard to have faith that this is going to work out, right? The roadblocker of the month is the Four of Cups, knowing what you want. Oof, that's rough. Knowing what you want. Well, just like with magic, you have to, you're going to manifest something and bring it into reality. You have to be, the more details, the better. You have to know exactly what you want, how it looks, smells, tastes. You're already there. Magically, you've already hooked the fish, you're reeling it in. It's different than prayer. Prayer is, oh, please help me. Not making fun of prayer, by the way. Prayer is powerful. But magic, witchcraft, you've already got the fish on the hook. You're already there, and now you're moving it towards you. So you're already moved into the house. You're trying to have a baby, that baby's already here. And you manifest the baby. You're like, where's the bassinet going to go? What hospital am I going to be in when I have that baby? Let's start thinking of the names. All of that brings it into reality, okay? So knowing what you want, not knowing what you want, excuse me, is going to block you. And the possibilities of the month, the Seven of Coins reversed. Well, I love that, because the Seven of Coins upright is, how else can I make money? Well, it's reversed, and that is, I know exactly how I can make money. All right. So, do I really want this? How bad do you want it? Okay, because there's the opportunity, and there's the money. You can make the money doing it. In the past, things haven't come through. People haven't always presented things honestly. People maybe have lied to you. Maybe it seemed too good to be true. Well, you know what? This time around, don't think that's the case. It's just, do you really want it? All right? But if you do, it's there for you. That's Aries. Taurus. Well, can. If you're thinking of moving, start looking on Zillow. Start looking at, and not just looking at houses. Do some research. Pull up the police logs. What's the crime rate? What's the demographic? Where's the places to eat? Where's the relaxation, recreation? That sort of thing. And you know what? Yeah, that's true. People forget. It's so funny because China says that to will, to dare, to be, yet to remain silent. People forget the silent part of witchcraft. You never spell and tell. You want to undo something, talk about it. You'll undo it really fast. We keep our magic to ourselves. That's what your Book of Shadows is for. And we usually do our work silently and secretly. There's no reason to, I laugh when I see on Facebook and Instagram, give me the step-by-step. How about, I'm choosing between this plant and this plant? Or would you use a bottle, or would you use a bag, to manifest this particular thing? Or use this as a spell holder, listen to me, a vessel, what would you use? Would you use a bottle? Would you use a bag? That's an intelligent question. Don't ask someone to write your spell for you. It's like, a recipe, and even when you do see something, make it your own. You don't just copy things word for word. If a stone or a plant or an ingredient doesn't speak to you properly, like that doesn't speak to relaxation for me, maybe you're trying to calm the house down and it calls for a plant that for you is that doesn't calm me down. That actually has a whole different adverse effect to me. Remove it. Like we say, if you're cleansing and you don't have to use sage. You don't like the smell of sage, don't use sage. It's counterproductive, guys. Use frankincense, drum. We talked about this. I'm not going to go over it again because I talked about it, I think, last week or the week before. But if you don't like the smell of something, or something leaves a bad taste in your mouth, or just don't do it. Don't use that. There's substitutes. Okay? Taurus. Main theme of the month is the Four of Wands reversed. Ooh. Working through adversity in groups. The Four of Wands is successful interaction with groups. So it's working through adversity in groups. Okay? Past influences that affect the month. The Ace of Cups reversed. Lack of passion. Okay? Lack of passion, lack of love. The roadblocker of this month is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is this interesting, all these cup cards, and wands. Three of Cups is actually love and commitment. To get the possibilities of the month are the Nine of Swords reversed. Nine of Swords reversed is the ending of anxiety. Okay. Well, here's the thing. And you know what? This is actually going to be easier than I thought. I often have people come in and they're really upset about work situations. And it's true, we spend a lot of time at work, and it's really nice when our coworkers like us. It's delightful. But the fact is, they're not our family. And please excuse my language. You guys know I say it like I mean it. But I'm like, look, you don't feed them, you don't live with them, you don't fuck them. They don't matter that much. What your coworkers think of you beyond, yeah, they're good to work with. They do their job. They show up. That's the responsibility. You meet your obligations as a coworker, as an employee. Anything beyond that is icing on the cake. But what do you care what people think of you? There's that meme, what people think of you is none of your business. And so what I'm saying here, I'm looking at this idea of this lack of support in groups, or this lack of, the idea of loving, or disappointment in love, or lack of love. It shouldn't matter. The emotional component is not what matters here. All right? If there's a lack of success in groups, that's something you handle with logic, not with, they don't like me, or they don't want to work with me, or they're not having lunch with me, or they invite everyone to the shower but not me, or I'm never included. No, that doesn't matter. Okay? So what I'm seeing is, in terms of the possibilities, the lack of anxiety. Stop worrying what they think about you. Just do the job. Okay? And Taurus isn't one to feel that way, but no one likes to be unpopular. No one likes to be the odd one out. Yeah, like me, don't like me. I get paid either way. Listen, sometimes work is great. God knows, I love what I do, and I'm starting people I really like. And I hope so. I hire them. but seriously, I love my people, and I love the people that come in my shop. And but it hasn't always been like that, guys. And it's not like, like there aren't a few people that I wouldn't mind. I'm just happy when they leave as I am when they come in. Let's put it that way. But no, I think this is more about Taurus recognizing that emotions don't matter here. And I've heard this so many times in readings. And people that I respect that have been just really broken up, that they weren't invited out. I'm like, look, they saved you money. So you weren't invited to the boss's wedding, or so you weren't invited to your supervisor's shower, or so they're going out and they're not including you to lunch. Yep, Aaron's like, I've come to terms with being the black sheep. You know what? It's work. And it may be that, you'll find a different job. But at the end of the day, it's a job. Okay? So as long as your conscience is clear and you're not doing anything to, tip the canoe, so to speak, there's no reason for you to feel guilty or upset or care, or really care. Do your job and leave. Keep a smile on your face. How you doing? Hey, nice to see you. And let's go. Personally, I never had patience for a water cooler talk. I was always too busy for that. Hey, how are you? Hey, gotta run. Well, I'd love to stay and talk, but maybe people thought that I was abrupt, or maybe people thought I didn't have time or that I didn't care. But the fact is, well, I didn't care, but also I had work to do. So, yeah, and there you go. Barbara, as a Taurus, is saying this Taurus just tries to focus on the work. Anything else is a bonus if it's pleasant. Nice to be pleasant, absolutely. Okay. And this isn't talking about situations where someone's trying to get you fired or someone's trying to do something terrible. This is just assuming that in the workplace, there's not a support in the group, okay, in the group dynamic. All right. Gemini. The main theme of the month is the Two of Swords reversed. Okay, everyone who knows me knows I hate this card. The Two of Swords, upright or reversed, not my favorite card. Why? Two of Swords is rock in a hard place. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And when it's reversed, it's just choosing rock or hard place. Will I be damned if I do, damned if I don't? So either way, I'm damned, right? No easy answers. That's the main theme. Doesn't that suck? Past influences, the Lovers reversed. Roadblocker of the month, the Knight of Swords. And the possibilities of the month, the Sun. So in some respects, it's a little bit like what I talked about, finding out bad news that sets you free. Such as, by the way, we've got the test results back, and we've identified what the problem is. Now we can treat it, and the Sun is one of the best cards in the deck, the Sun and the Star, the two best cards in the deck. So this speaks to success after receiving some potentially bad news or strong communication. And I've got to tell you something. It's very emotional. The Lovers reversed. It may very well be that this is a breakup. Okay, the Lovers reversed, the Knight of Swords. Maybe you're going to be delivering the bad news. Maybe you're going to be getting some bad news. No easy answers here. But it sets you free. Like I said about the Capricorns. Yeah, it's hurtful, it's painful, but at the end of the day, it sets you free. Now you know where you stand. All right, Gemini. Does it have to be a breakup? Absolutely not. It doesn't, because again, the Sun is shining on the situation. But it is a situation that has no easy answer. And I'm just thinking of some of the Geminis I've been talking to, especially with issues at work. But then again, maybe it's a job that you didn't like anyways, that wasn't making you happy. Again, where's the passion? The Lovers reversed is saying there's no passion, And, if a relationship has gone to the point where it becomes a business deal, and I see it all the time in readings, and I'll say, looks like this marriage has turned more into and they're like, oh yeah, we're like brother and sister, or we're like two ships, or, we both are meeting our obligations, and I'm like, okay, well, if you're both on board with that, that's great. That's fine. It's a business arrangement. It's a marriage arrangement. Many people don't want to live like that. But this is strong communication, and it's setting it straight. Okay? And I don't think there's any. I hear this deal with the Two of Swords reversed. There's no way out of it. Someone has to say something. Hey, Dawn, how are you, honey? Oh, we're away from Pisces, so don't worry about it. All right? And that's the thing. Yep, the damned if you do, damned if you don't, but someone's going to say something. All right. Cancer. My darling Cancers. Not for nothing. Some of you Cancers were the ones that the Capricorns and the Libras were talking about. You were acting like little shits out there. Some of you are not very nice. Some Cancers that were not behaving, and some Leos that need to go back to school on manners and how we treat people. Okay? Hey, Katie. Hi. Oh, no. Okay. Aw, hey, Pat. Hey, Pat. All right. Okay. No. Not every kid. Obviously, none of my cancers are behaving that way. Just the people that come in and they're paired up or whatever, or cancer coworkers or mothers. Oof, a lot of mother problems. Wow. And oh wow, one daughter-in-law that was just like, wow. Wow. You know, guys, if you are living with somebody under their roof and they're feeding you and they're helping take care of your kids and they took you in because someone lost a job, it might be kind of nice if you cleaned up every now and then or you asked if you could help, and instead of going on Facebook and talking about how abused you are by someone who's working two jobs because they're the only ones working in the house. Yeah, that was fun. Well, and that's not the only one. Or if your mother signed for your student loan and wow, I had one, is living in a room because the debt is so extreme from you and your siblings, and you have a job making six figures, or you and your siblings have homes and jobs, and you're going to say to your mother, well, you signed the loan, there's a special place somewhere for you. You are a real shit. I've heard that way too many times, guys. Like, wow, why can't you retire? Well, I've got this debt. Oh, honey, what? Oh, student loans. I'm like, your student loans? You're still paying your student loans? You're 72 years old. Oh, no, my kids. I'm like, your kids? How old are your kids? Oh, yeah. Like, why don't they take their loans? It's their loans. It's their college education. Well, you know, they told me I saw. Oh, wow. Well. Okay. So, Cancer. Oh, it's bad, Cynthia. I am. The thing is, here's the thing, it's a reading. I'm not trying to make someone feel worse. It's just, wow. Okay, Cancer. We're doing, oh, I'm sorry, for everyone who just signed on. So we're doing a new month tarot spread. 4 cards, main theme of the month, past influencing, affecting the month, roadblocks of the month, and possibilities of the month, okay? So Cancer, main theme of the month is the Knight of Cups. Love it. The past influences affecting the month. The Star, roadblocker of the month. I keep wanting to say cock blocker of the month. Roadblocker of the month. King of Coins reversed. And the possibilities of the month. The Page of Coins reversed. All right. That's interesting. So how would I read these cards? The main theme of the month is the Page of Cups. So really, basically, we're talking love and money, right? 2 cup cards are, well, Page of Cups is love. It also can be a young person. And the Star, which is the past influences, good luck and hope and all the wonderful, wonderful stuff. Roadblocker, the King of Coins reversed is usually a man. Or the King of Coins can sometimes indicate business, but it's usually a man for whom money is priorities are askew. Sometimes selfish, sometimes not sharing. And again, I'm looking at the Page of Coins reversed. So no new money. Now, what I'm hoping this isn't is a young person with hopes and plans for the future who has no source of income and whose father is saying, okay, I'm not paying for that. Now I'm not seeing an entitled kid, by the way. I'm seeing a kid, oh, hey, Sophie. I'm seeing a good kid. I'm seeing an artistic good kid. Now, one thing this could be, and this happens, this is the time of year I hear it, kids that want to go to school for, liberal arts degrees or, or something that, journalism, writing, and I'm not against the arts. Please don't hear that. But it's not like, okay, I'm going to go to school and become an art teacher, so I'm going to get my master's degree so I can teach art, or a music teacher, or music. But it's really more, a great talent, but the father's saying, I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for you to go to school for that. I'm not going to pay for 4 years or 6 years of college for you to walk out with a degree in, basket weaving. I'm just not doing that. I'm not pottery. I'm not doing that. Jewelry making or whatever it is. So I'm going to say this is a very artistic kid who needs to figure out another way to fund. And the star is there, which is past influences, which means they've been supported in the past. Okay, just saying in the future, I'm not paying for that. Okay. Does that mean it's something terrible? No, nope. It just means this kid's got to find another way to make it happen. If that's really their dream, then they'll make it happen. Now, like I say every day when someone comes into my shop, I want to write. I'm like, what's stopping you? For God's sake, what's stopping you from writing? Writers write. Artists create art. If J.K. Rowling could write Harry Potter, in a cafe, longhand, 2 kids, clinically depressed, suicidal, husband left her, she's so broke on the state that she barely has a roof over her head or food, and she could wrote that book, be rejected, I think it was 35 times. The only reason Harry Potter was published is because the book was in Scholastic Books editor, had the manuscript, which she had to copy, manually, right? Crazy story. And his 12-year-old daughter picked up the manuscript, saw it laying on a coffee table, and brought it to her room and read it and said, Daddy, this is really good. You should publish this. That's how Harry Potter got published. And that's how Scholastic Books picked that up. Okay? I can also tell you that back when I used to collect art, I had a little more money, I had a little more time to study these things. Love art. There was an artist, African-American. He did this most amazing art, and he was discovered, elderly man, like Grandma Moses, right? In a swap meet in California. He would buy or pretty much get paintings from Goodwill, and he would paint over paintings. And they were his primitives of his life, living down south, growing up with the one-room farmhouse or the one-room schoolhouse, rather, literally picking cotton. But he'd put stories on the back. He would write out the story of what the picture meant. And I had an opportunity to buy one, and I just didn't at the time. Just bought a house, just married. I'm like, all right, I won't. His work is now collected by Newman, his wife, not Paul Newman, but his wife, Spock from Star Trek. He used to collect his artwork. Insane. Oh, that's so cool, Cynthia. Yeah, I really missed an opportunity to have a pretty unique piece of Americana art, because I think at the time they were selling for like $500 or $600 for an original painting. And now he's collected, and it's just phenomenal. Joanne Woodward, thank you. Big collector of this guy's work. Really cool stuff. And yeah, anyway. So my point is, you know what? If you want to do it, you'll do it. It's just someone might say, I'm not funding it. And you figure it out. And a lot of times parents will say, just to say, will you get a part-time job? Will you work all summer? Will you put some effort into this? And then they come through with the money. And I want to say, it looks like in the past, this is someone who has put money in. And it's just saying, let's see how hard you're going to work to get a scholarship. Let's see how hard, that's really how I read these cards. Now, does that mean that every Cancer has a kid who's artistic, whose father is saying, I'm not going to pay unless they go for a certain degree or a certain, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But it does speak to the need, if you're going to do what you love, and I hear this all the time in the store, I want to read cards all day. I want to do Reiki. I want to do healing. I want to do this. Like, I'm like, do you like to eat? Do you enjoy having health insurance? I mean, you just can't always do it all day long. And many people, that's weekends and evenings. That's what weekends and evenings are for. And guess what? That's when most people want a healing, want a Reiki treatment, or want a reading. Anyway, so it's like you may want to do it and love doing it, but You just gotta make money. All right? Amber, we're spiritual creatures having a human experience, but we're having a human experience, meaning we're here on planet Earth. We live here now. We're going someplace else when we're done, but we're here for now, which means we still got to pay bills, eat, all that stuff, shelter, care for our children if we're bringing them into this world. We have our responsibilities, that kind of thing. I'm a little sick of spiritual people who act like they float around on air and magic carpets and I'll just manifest. I'm like, that's not how it works. Not how it works. Nothing worse than I'm sorry. Again, you sell books and you're a noted author and you're selling books on money magic, but you got to do a GoFundMe to fix your car. I got a problem with that. I'm not going to make fun of you, but I got a problem with that. Okay? There you go. Gotta be practical. And I always am a very practical witch. All right, so that was Cancer. So now we are on Leo. The two sides I just gave a bad rap to. All right, Leo, and I love Leos. My oldest boy's a Leo. He's a good young man I'm proud of. So, Leo, the main theme of the month is the Ten of Swords reversed. God. Past influences affecting the month, the Page of Cups. Roadblocks of the month, the world. And possibilities of the month, Eight of Swords. Well, Leo. Well, the way I look at this is the main theme is coming out of your problems, coming back up, rising up out of the ashes, hitting the bottom of the barrel, coming back up. In the past, Page of Cups, love coming in. Now, why would the world be a roadblock? And why would possibilities be the Eight of Swords? Well, when you're crying for something you can't have, that's how. When you've decided that the only thing we'll do is this one person, if you can't be with this one person, you'll never be happy. You can't have this one house, well, then no other house will do. I tell people all the time, if you're looking at houses, keep up in mind, don't fall in love with the house. Okay, it's a house. Don't fall. This is the reading of someone who's decided that it can only be this way, and if it's not this way, then nothing else will do. I will never be happy again. And I hear it in readings, and people come in begging for love spells and begging for, this is the only kind of work I can do. Don't even get me started, Patricia. Or manicures. Always the manicures, right? And then people say, well, poor people deserve. Yes, you do. Get a manicure. I by all means, I'm not saying you should have nice things, but GoFundMe. That's like, well, okay. Sticking to my theme here, looking at my Leos. What you often say when you're doing a love spell is make it generic, and especially working on yourself, making yourself more loving, making yourself a better recipient of love, open to it, and not saying, oh, well, hey, we see. I have a lot of male friends who are not extremely tall, and they're like, you know what? No one will even date. If you're not 6 feet tall, there's like no interest, And I'm like, really? And yet I see it and I hear it. Well, I won't date anybody under 6 feet tall. I'm like, honey, you're like 5'4". What do you care if a guy is 6'2"? No under 6 feet. I'm like, wow, okay. So this is basically what I'm saying here, is you've decided that only one thing will do, Leo, and if you can't have it, well, then you're miserable. If you decide one person is the only person you can be with, if it's not this person, then you'll never love again. Well, there you go. That will fuck you up, huh? So again, wanting something, wanting your world a certain way, coming out of a bad situation and saying, well, now, and, and this is again, I'm not a new ager. I'm not. And it's just this idea of, I'm going to manifest because I deserve this. I am entitled. I want the best of everything. And and you're like, what the hell? You really think they're up there saying, oh yeah, guy, you better have caviar because, oh no, you can't have an egg roll for dinner. You can't, no bread and butter for you. No, you're special. Yeah, I gotta say, Leo at their worst can, the king and queen of beasts can sometimes forget that sometimes they get humbled, and this really is about that. So if you're a Leo and if you're thinking, well, I deserve the best of everything, you may be in for a shock. Okay? Okay, Leo. And that doesn't mean every Leo, by the way. If this is you, it just maybe if you're thinking of something, if you're pining for something, if you're longing for something, you may need to dial it back a little bit, okay? To say it may not be perfect. Maybe it's more important that I be happy than it be perfect. Or maybe it's not going to be perfect right now. In my day, gather around, children. I'll say in my day, you started, you got an apartment. You got an apartment, and then maybe you got what they called a starter house, which was like a little ranch, a little cave, a little house. And then maybe when the kids were older and bigger, you might have had the money to either add on to your home, or you got maybe a bigger colonial, bigger home. You didn't start off in a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, on an acre. So sometimes you gotta, it's a gradual climb. Capricorn can tell you. Capricorns are good at the gradual climb. Anyway, Virgo, my practical Virgos, what do you have to say for yourselves? The main theme of the month for Virgo is the Two of Wands reversed. Past influences? Well, that's a Virgo thing. 10 of Wands, pressure. Whenever I see this card, I think of the Encanto song there with Luisa, pressure. Roadblocks of the month. 7 of Swords reversed. Possibilities of the month. 8 of Wands reversed. Oh, God. So it's all about work, obviously, for Virgo. The 2 of Wands reversed is people obligations, people not being good partners, business partners, people not doing what they say they're going to do, usually in work, because it's Wands, okay? 2 of Cups reversed is 2 people who want different things, but the 2 of Wands reversed are people not meeting their obligations, right? And past influences, pressure. I mean, obviously the workload falls on Virgo. Why not? Everyone dumps on Virgo, right? Right. Roadblocks, 7 of Swords reversed. The urge to make everybody like you, because the 7 of Swords is office gossip, people talking. Oh God, Virgo doesn't like that. Virgo wants to be your friend usually. Capricorn will be like, fuck you, but Sag will be fuck you. A lot of signs will be, but Virgo really doesn't like that. Libra doesn't like that. Certain signs, so 7 of the roadblock is the desire. Okay, I'll do that work, and you'll like me. Okay, I got it. I'll have it. I'll do it. Right? Possibilities of the month. 8 of Wands reversed. Focus on your work. Focus on you, and possibly focus on a job. 8 of Wands reversed is pay attention to what you need to do for you. All right? Okay. Come on, don't do that. Okay, good boy. Okay, Orlando agrees, by the way. So Virgo, Virgo's a little work. They're the ants. They're the worker ants of the zodiac. They really are, and they tend to suffer silently. They rule the 6th house of everyday work life, basically. Medical issues. Most nurses, I'm going to say 90%, 85% of the nurses that come in are Virgo moon. They love taking care of people. And if you can guilt complex a Virgo into doing anything, no one does it like you do. Oh, I would do it, but you do it so much better. Oh, if you could just help me out this one time. And meanwhile, Virgo's, desk gets filled and they go off and enjoy their weekend, right? Wrong, Virgo. The roadblock is to not care about public opinion, not care that everyone likes you so much, and focus on what's going to work for you, or even possibly a new job. Okay? But not worried about everyone liking you. The boss needs to like you, but unless the boss is asking to take on that extra work, and even then, but if your coworkers are doing it, and this looks more like a coworker thing or a group thing, where you all agree to take a certain part of the deal, a certain part of the job, a certain part of the responsibility, and everyone's going to come back. All my kids have talked about the experience in high school of, you got the group projects and everyone's going to do part of it. And I remember Daisy getting stuck like the day before a big project was due. And the thing is, if the people didn't do their part of it, your grade was affected. I said, well, what do you care? I mean, you did your part. She goes, Mom, it's a group project. We're supposed to go in front of the class and present. None of them did their part. Only I did. So she basically, well, my kids have all got the gift, the Irish gift of malarkey. We can bullshit our way through anything, honestly. So luckily, she was able to do that. But she was so upset. I want to say she was like in the 9th grade or 10th grade. Okay, back to Libra. Okay. Libra. Main theme of the month is the Ace of Coins reversed. Past influences affecting this month. The Three of Swords reversed. Roadblocks of the month. The Ten of Cups reversed. Possibilities of the month is the Moon reversed. Okay. Whew. All right. Well, how would I read that? I would read that like so. Main theme of the month is money not being there. Money not coming in, the need for more money. Okay. We all relate to that, right? The Three of Swords reverses anxiety. And the Roadblocker, the Ten of Cups reversed, something with the house. Ten of Cups is home, making home more comfortable. And the Moon reversed, for me, is things being revealed. So unfortunately, Libra, one thing I'd be concerned about looking at these cards is this month you may find something that needs to be addressed in the home that's going to cost some money. That's one thing I'm seeing. If you're worried about the roof, getting a leak, because it's this may be the roof will be, or the refrigerator or stove isn't quite funky. This may be when it really does hit the bed there. Shit the bed. And it's really troubling because you can't just get a new refrigerator. You can't just go to Home Depot. They're so back ordered. The supply chain thing is ridiculous. There's no parts to fix things, and there's nothing to buy new. So that's an issue. Anxiety, money, things being revealed. Home. So I'm just thinking if there's any other way I would read these cards. Anxiety, money, anxiety in the past, not being happy in the home, things being revealed, the moon. The only other thing I would say is the idea of working out of the home, again, because I'm looking at money not being there. It may be time to you may be having to go back to the office, okay, and not being happy about that is one other way I would read this. But it all goes back to money. And really, to me, it's more like this is something I really want to do to the house. This is something I really enjoy. I want to paint. I want to, and the money's just not there right now. and there's anxiety, but I don't see anything horrible here. Okay. I have a client who's desperate to do their kitchen. Miserable. It's really outdated. It's really old. Money's just not there right now. I wouldn't say that. Not with these. Not with these. It's not about being stuck in the home or stuck in a. No, it's one things being revealed, and I want to say prioritizing things with the home. Ten of Cups is unhappiness in the home, and that's the roadblock. Being unhappy there. Well, listen, maybe a situation where, you're working out of the house. Not everyone has a beautiful office. A lot of people were put to work in the home, and they don't have dedicated spaces. And a lot of people are making do with little corners of the bedroom or, some pretty cramped area to try and actually function and work. And it may be that you pretty much up to here with that now. Some people really do want to go back into the office. They don't want to be in the house all day. So, but more or less, what really jumps out at me is the desire to do something to the house, and the money just isn't there, and that's how I see that. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio. All right, the main theme of the month is the Eight of Cups. Past influences, the Three of Coins reversed. Roadblocks, Wheel of Fortune. And possibilities, Page of Coins. The first thing that hits me is the desire for vacation or to get away from home. Eight of Cups. And in the past, lack of money has influenced the ability to take trips to get away, vacation, what have you. Roadblocks of the month. Why would the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Coins be an issue? Well, when you're busy at work, you really can't get away on vacation, right? I mean, it's very hard it's hard for me, to get away for more than a day or two. You can't. It's you're too busy to do what you want to do. You're too busy to go and get away. It's so funny because not funny, haha, but either you're too broke to go or you're too busy working to make money to get away. There's no easy answer there. But yeah, I mean, the money's coming in, and the the Knight of Coin is bringing in more money. Things are going great financially. How do you take a break? How do you get away? Right? That's or how do you even, let's just say, get away, or even scale back and work a little less? When it's busy, it's good and money's coming in, but it's exhausting. All right, it's kind of a simple one. Okay, Sagittarius. The main theme of the month is the Empress Reversed. Past influences, Judgment. Roadblocker. The Page of Wands reversed. Possibilities, Five of Coins. Okay. Remind you, my daughter Devon is also a Sagittarius. The Empress Reversed is usually a woman out of power. It can be a mother figure who's been ill, a woman who's been forced to retire before her time, right? Sometimes it's the matriarch, the grandmother, who's getting older, feeble. Past influences have affected this month. Judgment, the desire for freedom. Wanting to do things a different way. The roadblocks. Page of Wands reversed. Page of Wands reversed can be two things. One, it could be an absence of creative energy, okay? Because the pages bring in news and wands are creative energy. It's reversed. What I saw during the COVID shutdown with this card were young people who were very athletic, young people who were very active, who suddenly had no way to play their sports, had no way to engage in group activities, and were really struggling with that, just stuck in the house and really having a hard time with that inability to go. It also can be a young person with no motivation, but it's a lack of creative energy. Now, the Five of Coins I do not love. I mean, obviously, that's a card that speaks to bankruptcy and poverty. That's a possibility here. I want to say, and now thinking of my daughter, and it's so funny because I know she always worries about me, my oldest daughter, and is always calling me and checking to see um, what's going on with me medically. I know she worries a lot about that, and is always asking if I have bills or if there's. I mean, really, and I would literally sell a kidney before I take money from my kid, and that isn't an issue, okay? But I can tell you, as a Sag, worried about her mother, Empress Reversed, and how else would I look at this? I would look at this as someone who taking care of to prevent poverty, taking in your grandmother, taking in your mother, making sure because the possibility of them losing their house. So it's like saying, I'm going to be paying the bills because grandma just isn't doing that. I'm not sure she's managing her money properly. It's like I'm going to take this on, taking on responsibility. The Judgment card, taking on responsibility that we're taking on responsibility. We have less time for ourselves, right? Um, I want to say it's because I'm reading the Sag, because I'm reading it as Sag. It also it could be someone contemplating a retirement and wondering if they can manage to retire. Um, when I look at these cards, the idea of retiring and if financially it's going to be okay, it may not be. Um, but there still is an aspect of let's throw one more card just for clarity. Queen of Wands reversed. Okay, boy, the cards are funny, aren't they? Queen of Wands reversed next to the Empress reversed. Well, again, we have a female, hardworking Queen of Wands reversed, but it's usually it's the female workaholic. I want it really speaks to taking over maybe more than your fair share, taking on unpleasant responsibilities to make sure that just the opposite of Virgo, where Virgo's taking in all this extra work to like them. Well, this is Sagittarius saying, if I don't fucking do it, no one else is going to do it, and it has a bigger feeling. So when I look at the Five of Coins, it may not be personal bankruptcy. It could be the company. If I don't do the work, you know, we're going to go down here. This is Sagittarius, yeah. Sometimes, it's not just, you can't just say, okay, well, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. I'm sure you'll take, like I said about Daisy, that's a perfect example. 3 people don't do what they're supposed to be doing, they'll leave the one person there to say, all right, I guess I'll just do the whole presentation by myself. Oh, and by the way, you 3 will still get credit for this, by the way, but I'm doing all the work here. That's what I'm seeing. It's interesting that I made that analogy before I started reading Sagittarius, because that's the perfect analogy for these cards. Okay? There you go. And Sagittarius is one of those signs that they're happy to help. Ask them, don't tell them. Similar to Gemini, and certainly similar to Aquarius. Ask them, don't tell them. Ask them, they'll give you a kidney. Don't tell them that they're going to give you a kidney, though. Don't tell them what they're going to do. Ask them. Okay? And I've got a Sagittarius moon myself. My oldest daughter's a Sag. She's right there helping, but she expects to get paid back. And she watches. She matches energy. How's that? That's a good. She matches energy. So, all right. Capricorn. Main theme of the month, King of Cups. Past influences, King of Swords. Roadblocker of the month, 5 of Wands. Possibilities of the month, Death. Okay. Wow. That's a very Capricorn reading. So the main theme of the month, the King of Cups. I love the King of Cups. King of Cups is a wonderful man. He's spiritual and kind, and often a water sign, but certainly very spiritual, very emotional, very self-aware. Past influences, different kind of man, Capricorn, and that's the King of Swords. The King of Swords is almost militant. Do it my way. This is the right way. My way or the highway. Often, there's only one right way. That kind of guy. Brutally honest. All right. Now, some people really like that. Many people appreciate that. It can be a little hard on certain sensitive people. Someone who's just brutally honest. Roadblocks, 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is the same argument over and over and over again. And the possibilities, death is an ending. Death is as in a real ending. Like this is done. So how do I read these cards? Well, oh boy. If somebody is drawing a line in the sand, Capricorn, my way or no way, I'm not sure that you're going to want to continue having that same argument about that line in the sand. Okay? Hearing it a lot with people who want to retire, somebody who absolutely wants to go south, absolutely wants to go someplace, and the person's like, our family is here. My grandkids are here. And it's always made me. You would think, okay, the one wants to be near the family, the man wants to go to Florida. Oh no, I see it the other way too. The man's like, no, my family is here, and I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving home. I'll be family. And someone's saying, but I'm tired of the snow. I'm tired of being cold. I'm tired of the prices. I'm tired of, So yeah, there's some of that there. This is the ending. The possibilities that you're going to end the debate. This isn't to be a terrible thing. I mean, in death, it seems like, oh, death, ugh. But there's no signs that this is physical death we're talking about. We're talking about putting an argument to rest, putting something that hamster wheel, the 5 of Wands is the same thing over and over and over again. And that will, you just keep hashing it over again, and 2 very different energies. And someone's saying, nah, we're done. I'm walking away from this fight. Okay? Yeah. And I will tell you this, with where the roadblocker, that my way or the highway, that will be the past influences. No, I'm not going to be told what to do. I'm not going to be told that I can only do it one way. I'm not going to be told that this is the only possibility, you know. And someone said to me today, it's like I've said I'm not going to move south full time. If we can get a smaller house in Connecticut, and we'll get a small house in Florida, and I'll be down in Florida part of the time, but I'm going to be here with my kids, my grandkids. You know, I've got little grandchildren. I'm not leaving them. So and I'll compromise, but I will not live there full time. Okay, and that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. If you're not willing to compromise, then we're just not going to discuss this at all. All right. All right. Aquarius. Main theme of the month, we have the Strength card. Past influences, the Six of Coins reversed. Roadblocks of the month, Six of Cups. Possibilities of the month, the Queen of Cups. All right, well, how do I read these cards? Well, first of all, the three cards together, Strength, the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Cups, often would speak to me. Just seeing them together like this is going home to mother, going home to, often the Six of Cups is going home, and mother being the possibility. So I'm going to say main theme of the month, Strength. Okay. Past influences, Six of Coins reversed, having debt to pay. Roadblocks of the month, Six of Cups. Possibilities, Queen of Cups. Now, the other thing this could be speaking to is Six of Cups. Going home, leaving home, homesickness. It's usually reversed. Reverse, Six of Cups reversed for me is homesickness. Going home. Why would that be a roadblocker? Queen of Cups. Possibilities. Main theme is strength. Strength, going home. Queen of Cups. Debt. I mean, to me, it speaks to either going back to like where you grew up, going back to visit your mother. Something to do with the mother. It also could speak to moving in with somebody. The idea of leaving home or unwilling to leave home, being unwilling to leave home to make a home with somebody else. There's that too. No, you're not wrong. You're good, Aaron. You're right, because it's the Strength card is the 11th card, but the Six of Coins reversed and the Six of Cups. Debt as a past influence, the need to pay debt. This also could be buying a new home, investing in a new home. Yeah, I'm reaching on that one though. There's a part of me that wants to think about becoming a mother is part of this too. This idea of buying a bigger home and expanding the family or starting a family, that's here too, with that Strength card there. The Queen of Cups is the mother card. For me, it often speaks to pregnancy and becoming a mother. So I want to say the possibility of going home to save money to start your family, or some people when they get pregnant they go home to save up to get their first place. It could be that. Not a bad card for Aquarius. These are not bad cards. Okay. And lastly, we have Pisces. All right. Pisces. Oh, Pisces. All right, the main theme of the month, the Hermit. Okay. Past influences, the Six of Swords, Roadblockers, Five of Cups, and possibilities, Six of Wands. Well, that's so funny. Now, you know, a Pisces. And I do get itchy feet. I am a gypsy. And I know that's supposed to be a new swear word or bad word, but I mean that in the purest sense of the word. Someone who doesn't tend to ground themselves or stay in one place very long. The theme of the month is being alone, the Hermit. Six of Swords, relocation and movement. Roadblocker, regret, Five of Cups, crying over spilt milk. And boy, my grandmother always said, regret will ruin your life. My grandmother told me that so many times. Nothing ruins your life like regret. Make the best decisions you can make, own them, move on. Don't live your life with regrets. Possibilities, six of wands. That's advancement, that's promotion. So how do I put that together? Well, the main thing of the month is it's up to you. It's up to you to make some changes. It's up to you. The Hermit has it all on you. Past influences, moving and relocation. Regret, being a roadblocker, advancement, career advancement. This really is about staying in one place and maybe not being happy that you have to stay in one place. Promotion is right in front of you, but I think the idea of moving, you know, that if you whether you're moving, physically moving your home or job hopping, and that's come up a few times too. Well, you know, a new job, they pay $2 more an hour, and then but you're happy where you are. I love where I am. I want to rethink then hopping for $2 more an hour. You know, especially if it's going to take on more of a commute. People don't realize things like commute. You know, that adds. If you're buying more gas, that $2 an hour might get eaten up real quick. You know, so this idea of staying put, staying where you are. And honestly, focus on advancement, focus on promotion. That's what's right in front of you, and you can't always hop around and grow something. I mean, it's taken me 15 years of being in one spot. Well, 10 years in Monroe, 5 years here, but one business to grow a business. It's my fourth business, by the way. The Six of Swords, regretting past decisions, regretting things you didn't do. That could be a big one. Regretting things you did. Looking back, thinking you zigged when you should have zagged. Boy, I'm talking a lot about that too. Why did I make that decision? Why did I, yeah. You can't think like that, guys. You can't sit there and say, there's reasons why we are where we are. Somebody was telling me that, they this lovely place in Florida they put together and they made it so wonderful and it was like 2/3 his, 1/3 the sister. The sister came in and just ruined everything basically. Doesn't want to live there herself, doesn't want them there, and tried to buy her out. She won't sell. It's in arbitration. Meanwhile, she has gone in and she's a big Christian, so she took all the statues of the Buddhas down. Not in my Christian house. Even though she's only a third owner, she's there. And as long as she's there, so person's like, you know what? I can't be there. I can't be in that house while his sister is there, and I just won't. And they're buying a different place. They're going a whole different direction. And I said, it could be that you're being kept safe by being removed from that. I mean, I've got questions about the coastline of Florida. I'm concerned about it. I'm not sorry that my daughter Daisy isn't there right now. So for whatever reason, this is where you're at now. Bloom where you're planted. If I was going to say anything for Pisces, that's what it is. You're here now. You may have regrets. You may wonder why you did this, why you did that, why you're in this spot now. Definitely feeling alone. But the fact is, bloom where you're planted. 6 of Wands. Okay? How's that? That's the readings. I'll go back to the old way of doing it next week, I promise. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will be seeing you soon. I'll be doing another. Andrea's going to be in the shop the 3rd Saturday. So we'll probably do a Talisman for Dark. We did it last time around with Karn joined us. We talked about mediumship. I'm very much looking forward to Andrew coming in. I think we're going to be talking about demonology and the darker entities. Hey, Barbara, thank you. Thanks, Deb. Everyone behave themselves. Everyone get some rest. And I will talk to you soon. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.